Yo, it's the Daily Huddle, yeah, you know the name. Three stooges in the booth, bringing ruckus, bringing fame. Every weekday at noon, you know we bring that fire. Rob, Bill, and Ken in the squad, that's our empire. Yo, Rob's the fact checker, keeping it real. Dropping knowledge on the daily, that's the deal. Bill's ready to roast, got the rival in his sight. When he steps to the mic, you know he's ready to ignite. Ken spitting facts, man, he's sharp as a knife. Throwing hard truth bombs, this is real podcast life. John Dorn in the mix, he's like, fuck the Lions. Bringing all the heat, likes to see the anger rising. Daily Huddle, we hustle, bring the vibe every time. Rants and facts, laughter, everything in its prime. Live every weekday, man, we're here to grind. Noon Central Standard, come and free your mind. Eric brings the rants, off the chain like a beast, letting loose his thoughts, they just never cease. In the studio we gather like a family affair. Podcast kings, yeah, we rise and declare. Roasting rival fools, we setting the tone. The Three Stooges take your fears and turn them to stone. Facts over fiction, we keep it 100. Tearing down the myths while the laughs keep coming. Daily Huddle, we hustle, bring the vibe every time. Rants and facts, laughter, everything in its prime. Live every weekday, man, we're here to grind. Noon Central Standard, come and free your
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What's everybody? What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Huddle. You got a full panel today. Look at all of these people. What's up, fellas? What's up, Ken? What's up, Rock? Chad?
Going on?
We got a Bear fan, Lester. What's up, Lester?
The Don.
The dog.
What's up? And then we got Bigfoot Chad in the building.
Yeah, Bigfoot Chad. What's up? What up, though? Hey, what's up, Mitch?
So what's your guys talking about?
Now that we're live, I want to say, suck it, Green Bay. You didn't get my push away.
Yeah,
all right, I'll let you get that one by. All right, I'll take that. One time we look soft, fucking bitching about the fucking.
Rock and celebrate.
You did. You guys look softer than tissue paper, man. I'm telling you, man. You looked it.
Yeah, but you seen how many other teams jumped on the bandwagon once we did it.
Well, but
yeah,
I mean, bro, every topic has two sides to it. But man, you look soft when you're the guy that initiates it. You're the guy that's behind it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, I agree with Rob, man. If you can't stop it, then shut up.
Shut up.
You know what I mean?
Up,
Seriously.
Eric's having technical difficulties.
Eric, restart your phone, bud, and come back on.
I told him that. I sent him
Restart your phone.
It's weird,
If
man.
that don't work, copy the link and put it in the URL.
Yeah.
As far as the push goes, I didn't care if it gets banned or not.
It's
It's like
man.
either you can stop it or you can't, but you can't complain too much about it.
Right?
Sarah's in the building. What's up, Sarah?
What's up, Sarah? You can come on.
Oh,
Unless she's on lunch at work.
she can't get on. She's at work.
You know her.
Your sugar daddy's here, Sarah.
Damn.
You just literally
We're
made
not gonna let that go, are we?
Hey. I ain't gonna lie, man. I like sticking up for Sarah and Tim, man. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
Who?
And I ain't talking about Sarah. I'm talking about Tim.
Oh, all right. Damn, did Sarah piss you off last night, bro? You good?
I'm talking about Tim. I'm talking about Tim.
We got John Dorn in the building.
Sarah's cool as fuck. Sarah's all right. Sarah's cool, man. I like her. Sarah put Tim in his place, man. I liked her right off the jump when she did that shit.
Good morning, John. What's up, bud? John's in the comments.
Yeah. Talking about Tim, like what other Lions fan you hear talking about let it ride?
Yep.
Tim's weak.
He's just a pain. You can ride. You can be a homer for your team. I'm not against that. It's just have respect for the rest of us.
So is Lester line is
He
fixed?
don't know how to have respect. That's the problem with Tim.
Yeah.
We got to get Lester's perspective on love, and then we got to hear what he's got to say about his O-line.
I mean, he's okay until you have an opinion against his team and then he thinks you're trash, like you did,
Lester?
sir.
Yeah, Lester kind of.
That's not cool.
Well, not Lester. He's talking about Tim.
That's not true.
You know, the way he went after Sarah just because she said that her golf is trash. She's allowed to have her opinion.
I agree.
You know, I mean, that's what these group chats are all about, and these lives are all about. Hey, man, if my opinion was the only one that mattered, it'd just be a boring fucking world.
Yeah. Seriously. None of us like the Eagles.
I don't know. Might be exciting.
I know y'all don't like the Eagles, but motherfucker, man, you got to come on sooner or later. Okay. I mean, this fucking taking a detour to Green Bay shit's got to fucking stop, man. You got to come straight to the nest now.
All right, now Lester, answer the question.
Yeah, I want to hear Lester's perspective.
What's the question?
You said we were going to be in the basement the other day, so I got to hear this perspective. You guys heard.
Yeah, y'all gonna be in the basement. Y'all in the basement well, with us?
You are with 5 wins, dude.
You have one. I'm talking about division. You have one win against us. We have one win against you, right?
Yeah, that's how you know it was a bad season for Green Bay.
Yeah, but they were due, what was that, 5 or 6 years?
You should have been 0-6.
I like how Ken said that.
You got your little.
That's how you could tell it was a bad year. We lost the Bears.
Hey, Green Bay got there. Push, you know, when they blocked that field goal. Just saying.
Hey, do whatever you got to do, man. We just passed the rule for another year, man. You guys come up with whatever you need to come up with.
All Green Bay did was expose you guys had a hole on your field goal line. I mean, they blocked it, and then the next one you guys got blocked too by Minnesota.
Yeah, was it 3 weeks in a row they got one blocked?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 weeks in a row you guys got blocked. Field goals got blocked. It was. I mean, they saw. I'm not making no bones. We sucked playing against the division last year. We ate it, and finished the season with 3 losses. I mean, we lost to the Bears and the fucking Vikings at the end of the season, and the Eagles in the playoffs. I mean, we had a shitty end to the season. Regardless if we had more wins than we had the year before, we still sucked ass. But I don't see us going last. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to you Packer fans, but as soon as we beat you guys, I went straight to the Cowboys fans and said, "That's how you do it, bitches."
Yeah, well, we own them. They don't own shit, bro.
I'll say it again. There's only 2 teams that have a chance to win the division. It's Detroit and Green Bay, and I'll stick to that.
Yeah, and I'll stick with that too. I agree with that.
Eric.
Oh shit!
Y'all can hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. I guess it's not meant to be. I don't know what's going on, man.
Hey, Eric, what's your thoughts on the Chicago Bears, bro? What's your thoughts?
Oh, they still suck. We ain't got to worry about them. I don't care what moves y'all made. Y'all still going to be the off-season champs no matter what. So until y'all prove it on the football field, then I'll see otherwise. But right now, y'all still suck to me. Y'all ain't no threat.
Damn.
Just like the Lions, no threat.
Damn. He's calling everybody.
And I was on the other show this morning, right, with Joe and that other Ken. I don't like that Ken, but yeah, just know.
That reminds me. That reminds me, Bill. Man, I heard something yesterday. Man, you were about to go through the fucking phone yelling at a guy named Ken. Was that the Bear fan?
Wait, what?
I mean, I heard a voice message yesterday of you snapping out on a guy named Ken. I think it was the Bear fan, wasn't it? He accused you of doing something about his video.
I have no clue. You got me.
Yeah, it was a voice message of you.
Probably something old. Probably something old.
Probably old, yeah. Might have been old because I heard it yesterday on the
definitely old.
Yeah.
I dropped the link in there.
You were going off. You motherfucker! I don't give a fuck. It ain't my video. Ain't my problem.
Yeah, I don't know. That's funny.
Yeah, you were snapping. It was 2 of them, 2 different clips.
There we go.
You know,
what's your thoughts on this?
Eric, what were you going to say there about this morning?
Yeah, there we go. Like I was trying to say, yeah, Joe, the biggest homer I've ever seen in my life. That dude is a homer talk about. Oh, the Giants ain't gonna be good. I'm like, dude, no. Do you realize they upgraded this offseason? Probably one of the best D-line upcoming this year. Like Dexter Lawrence, you name it. Freaking Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter. That is nasty. And you want to sit up there and say that you get 4 to 5 wins. Yeah, I see way more than that, buddy. What are the Raiders going to do? You Raiders ain't even got that many wins. You got Brock Bowers, okay. You got mediocre receivers, a mediocre quarterback, Geno
They
Smith.
just went
Oh,
out and
don't
got
you get me
Alshon
started.
Gentry, man. They're going to have a nice running game, too.
Yeah, they'll have a nice running game, but you still ain't got no receivers, you know? What are you going to do?
Geno Smith. What the fuck Geno done?
I know. He's mediocre, Rob. I'm telling you.
I mean, Geno will do okay with Pete Carroll, though. I think he's done all right with Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I mean, because Pete's familiar with him, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When him and Geno did all right in Seattle together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Oakland or Vegas, whatever you want to call them, they're just trying to get themselves back up to where they ain't in the basement.
What's up, Philip? Go pack up.
Yeah, but come on.
Find that hard to do, especially when you got 3 teams who are playoff caliber ahead of you.
Exactly. I understand that. Especially when you got Kansas City in that division.
Holy shit. Well, see, I mean, there gives you hope there, Eric, right there. That's some hope. Giants have more wins in the last 3 years than the Bears.
Oh, man.
Say that's not hope. That's like trying to say, "Oh, yay, I can outrun the one-legged man." Well, no shit.
Oh, we ran Lester off. He ran off.
And even when you went by him, you still tripped his ass.
Hey, you got to win by any means, man.
You know what I mean? What the fuck?
Nobody cares about that. I honestly care. You really? I mean, tears. I mean,
And Philip, they're saving that talk for the season because they're not going to be able to talk about wins during the season. So they figure they might as well go through Caleb's beauty care routine.
Yeah. And besides, the new nail deal will be in, and they'll have nail salons open in every corner of the stadium.
Oh, I don't think he was going with nail polish. I think Mary Kay got him.
Sure. Nail polish. That's supposed to be a. Is nail polish going to be a new theme for Club Dub in Chicago now?
Hell yeah, bro.
Well, it depends if it's on the north side.
Set up a kiosk so when people come in and out, you know.
We'll know.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? They won't be able to distinguish the gay bars from the straight bars after a while?
Well, I mean, it is Chicago.
Oh, and the best part about all that is Rob used to live there, so he knows.
I do. I know, bro. That's why I'm in Texas now, bro. Got out of Dodge quick.
What's up, fellas?
Not much, Nick.
What's
What are you
up,
up?
Nick?
Chilling. Just another day.
Hey,
Yeah.
your Panthers do anything?
Huh?
Your Panthers do anything?
We got a little better.
Okay, that's nice.
That's
No, I
it.
think you guys did all right in your draft. I think you guys.
I think we had a pretty good draft. We had a pretty solid offseason. We'll see. It don't matter until the play out there.
Worse, dude. That's the thing, really. They couldn't
Well,
have much worse.
there is an argument going with Ken the Bear fan and Sarah because that whole trade you made with the Bears. I mean, she's like, it's a wash because neither team had more than 5 wins. I mean that's basically her argument. I mean, what is the trade done for either team?
Yeah.
I mean,
Everything's still to be determined. I feel like everything is still to be determined at this point.
I feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how soon before either team makes the playoffs is the question.
I must say, and I
I'm
mean
gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say one of those teams is gonna make the playoffs this year, whether it's the Bears or the Panthers. That's my take on it.
Okay.
Oh shit! I didn't. Definitely the Bears.
As long as it ain't the Bears.
How many of you in here thinks that Sanders is going to do something in Cleveland?
Not his first year.
Not many. I don't think he's going to do shit.
I'm going to give him like a 10% chance that he might be able to pull it around.
I'm about to say, I don't give him much of a chance at all. If he can't be a top 25 team and he's 1-8 versus them, the worst team in the NFL last year were the Giants, gentlemen. He ain't beating them.
Hey, John, I can read. They don't have to tell me. but time will tell.
New ones on there. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't put none of the new ones on there, but I'm probably already.
That's not a nice comment by Philip Kerrigan. Pagent will play more minutes regular season than Caleb this year due to injury. Come on, man. That's not nice.
So what's going to happen is Caleb's going to slip on some nail polish in the locker room and be out for the
He's
year.
going to break his nail. He's going to break his little naily nail.
I wouldn't doubt if something stupid like that happens to him and he'll cry about it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Caleb Williams is like one of those
players are today. Yeah.
I don't know what to think of him.
Bro,
It's
it seems like he waits till
I
the
see him
offseason.
make an amazing throw, and I'm like, that's a franchise quarterback. Then I see him lose to Utah in a meaningless game, and he's crying in the stands to his mom, like week 5. I'm like, bro, what is this, bro?
Right.
So-
What are you doing right now?
Apparently,
Like you're bawling your eyes out over a loss in the beginning of November last year to Utah.
dude, this is a fucking core personality trait for him. He cried after every Bears loss last year too.
Yeah, he had come out and openly said all that, bro. I mean,
Yep.
what's he doing, bro?
That's one of two things to me. Either you're soft or you care so much. So I don't know which one it is.
I think it's
Either you're soft or he genuinely cares that much about winning. I don't know which one it is.
Cried once.
We'll
He
see.
was out of passion, I believe. You know, you can
All
say all
I'm
you
gonna say
want
is,
about
if a dude wears
Caleb,
nail polish, I'm gonna go with the
say
first
all
one.
you
He's
want
just
about
soft.
Caleb, but yet JJ.
And I'm going with the first one.
Hey, Chad, man, if you keep seeing that kind of passion, you're going to turn into Terrell Owens. You know that shit, right? That's my quarterback, man. That's my quarterback.
Rock, you have no idea how
No, you
fucking
gotta-
funny
hey,
that
you
is
gotta
because
say-
I've used that line.
You got to say it a little softer, a little more somber. It's my quarterback, man.
My quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
That's my teammate.
That's my teammate.
Boo Bears.
Can I say something kind of random? I love the humbleness of Larry Fitzgerald. How I don't know if you guys saw the quote about Marvin Harrison Jr. How he said, "Oh, you know, I'm a phone call away from him, but you know, his dad was a better wide receiver than me, so he can go to him." First off, Larry, Marvin Harrison was not better than you. So
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he
you
was.
think so? You think so, bro?
No,
I don't know, man.
Marvin Harrison was damn good, but he definitely isn't Fitz.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. You can't sneeze at either one. Either one will get you to the Hall of Fame.
Both
Come
are
on.
great for sure. But
Damn
I've always loved Larry Fitzgerald's humility and his humbleness. He
Mhm.
didn't have to say that. He didn't have to say Marvin Harrison was better
Yeah.
than him, but he did.
And he's one of the few guys that'll say stuff like that you don't feel like he's pandering. You just feel like that's genuinely him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Both receivers were class acts their whole career. Fitzgerald
Yep.
and Harrison. They were, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Arizona to win that year against Pittsburgh. I'm not gonna lie.
So did I.
I wanted them to win for Larry.
So did I, because Kurt Warner, being a grocery boy, ends up going to the going to the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. You know, come on.
Yeah,
How many
wins
fucking
it,
stories do you
rewrites
know
his
about
whole
that?
career in Arizona. That would have awesome storyline. They would have made a movie about him if. I think they did actually make a movie
I
about him,
think they
right?
did. Yeah, I was about to say they already made a movie. I think you're already too late with that.
Hey, wasn't Doug Flutie a bag boy too?
I don't know. I didn't watch the movie. I just heard
believe
about it.
Yeah.
My Panthers got the new Doug Flutie.
Only in stature.
Oh yeah, right. Not in heart.
Either that or Bryce Young is gonna be ever recognized by some people as Keebler Elf too.
Well, I mean, we got to give that kid a little bit of a credit deal because like Nick said the other day, the second half of the season he played pretty good football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Definitely
let's see
did.
what he does his third year because he looked like he was finally getting it clicked in his head. And if you get it clicked in your head, you can play good football.
Yep. I hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
right.
guessing Bryce
Nick,
Young.
What up?
he was here, but he ran away, bro. He ran.
What?
He ran, bro. He was here. He ran.
What
I'm saying.
happened?
I don't know, man. We just talked to him a little bit about, and then he was gone.
Well, you got Bear Down Mike here. You get his opinion. He's a Bear fan.
Nah, I want an opinion of someone that's educated on the sport.
Dude came to the wrong place for that opinion.
Ben
What's
Johnson
up, Mike?
He can throw the ball. Oh,
Yeah.
he did.
Oh.
You think Ben Johnson's trying out his linemen to see if they can throw?
You know that's not Mike the Bear fan. That's Bear Down Mike. That's a difference.
What's the difference?
He said, "What's the difference?" Well, Bear Down Mike probably has hair on the top of his head.
I don't think I know who Bear Down Mike is. Then who's that?
He's on the Hallis Hall report, or used to be. I don't know if he still is. I don't know if he still is or not. But
he's still there.
Mike, are you not there, bro? Is Mike not answering? Does Mike not know he's on?
I got something funny
Is this
to talk
Mike muted?
about.
No, he's muted now. What's up?
I got something funny to talk about. Did you see my post about it had like Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers? Okay.
Oh man!
Okay.
So
Don't tell me you did a start bench cut with that.
no. It was who would you eliminate?
Excuse me.
It was Joe Montana, Joe Elway, Dan Marino, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers. And for the people who said Aaron Rodgers, I was like, can you explain why? I'd love to hear the reason why I just don't like him. I was like, well, that's the most idiotic fucking reason why. Like,
run me down the quarterbacks one more time, Nick, brother.
I hate to say it, it's Ben. I bench Ben.
That's what I said, Ben. I said Ben and then Brees. But
definitely.
It's Brett Favre.
But
it's Brett Favre
He's not.
and Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Ben Roethlisberger, and John Elway.
Okay, real quick, Joe Montana and Aaron Rodgers are not touchable, in my opinion. There,
Yeah, I think that
you cannot. Yeah, those are the last two standing. Drew Brees. Me personally, this could be a hot take to some. I know Drew Brees' stats look sexier than Big Ben's, but for one game, if I got to win one game, I'm taking Big Ben over Drew Brees. That's just
what
me.
if you put Big Ben on the Panthers?
Prime Big Ben on the Panthers right now?
Yep.
We win the division. No doubt about it, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I actually got a lot to say about Drew Brees. As much as people talk about Drew Brees' overall totals, that's all he has. It took him 150 more passes to break Peyton Manning's passing record. To me, that doesn't mean that you're better at passing the ball by any means.
No.
The only real metric that he has over people is his completion percentage, which is very impressive, although it does drop when he gets out of the dome. And he throws the ball more than everybody. That's it.
Exactly.
Because if he didn't throw the ball more than everybody, if you go by averages, if you go by air yards, if you go by yards per completion, et cetera, yards per game, et cetera, things like that, guys like Aaron Rodgers have all those things over him by average. The only thing he did was throw the ball way more than Rodgers did.
And why do you throw the ball more? Typically because you're playing from behind, or you have no running game.
And Drew Brees had a lot of losing seasons, so where he didn't make the playoffs. I mean, that was half his career.
Yeah, he makes a good point here, man. He makes a good point.
He's an amazing player. But so look, I'm not saying any of these guys suck. They're all Hall of Famers. The thing is, Drew Brees is overrated in many ways because of his overall stats, his totals. Now, Ben Roethlisberger has one of the worst Super Bowl performances in NFL history where his team had to carry him to a win. He was horrendous. So this whole Ben Roethlisberger has 2 Super Bowls thing doesn't move me at all. It doesn't.
Wait, but Nick, hold on. Which Super Bowl are you talking
one
about?
Of those 2 that got to go.
The Seattle one. No, he's right. The Seattle one.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for the defense and a 78-yard touchdown run by Willie Parker, who knows how that game goes?
Right. And he had what, like 120 yards, 0 touchdowns, and an interception that game? That's horrible.
That sounds like J.J. McCarthy numbers.
He made up for it in that Arizona one.
Yeah, in the Arizona one, he was great. He actually played pretty decent against Green Bay, too, even though that interception he threw was – well, you know what? I won't even fault him because his arm got hit to begin with. But he didn't play the greatest against Green Bay, but he didn't play bad. That Arizona game, he definitely came out clutch.
To piggyback off what Nick said about Drew Brees, I just looked it up. Drew Brees has 5 seasons where he's attempted over 600 passes in a season. Aaron Rodgers only has 1.
That's crazy, bro. That
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is usually in like the 470 range, not 600.
Yeah.
And why is that? Like I said, either you're playing from behind or you have no running game.
I think it has also a lot to do with the quality of your passes. Aaron Rodgers never was a volume yards passer. He was a high volume touchdown passer. He was a precision passer. Whereas Drew Brees, all he does is just throws the motherfucking ball all game down the field, and he still is throwing less touchdowns, still having a lower TD percentage. He's still having lower passer ratings, bro. You would think that with how accurate he is and how much he's throwing the ball, he would have higher percentages than that.
So we all agree it's either Roethlisberger or Drew Brees that's out. One of the two.
That's who my
Yes.
pick would be. But you know
Yeah,
what's
that would be mine too.
The second most votes that I got on that was actually Elway, and I was very surprised.
Yeah,
by
honestly, bro. Listen, I don't want to strike anyone's nerves in here, but my personal opinion, this is a hot take. I think John Elway is slightly overrated all time. That's just me.
And I can never be mad at that. Like, bro, the thing is, the people got to realize is when we use the word overrated, that doesn't mean the guy sucks. That just means that there are people
We're
that
just not. We don't
overrate.
think he's as good as people say he is. Yeah,
Exactly.
See,
The same thing is like when people. Huh?
That's kind of how I feel about Dan Marino.
That's what I was about to say. You can't sit here and tell me John Elway's better than Dan Marino. No freaking way. No way can you say
I can
that.
argue Dan Marino. Miami never gave him a running game so he could flourish.
Or a defense. You know, Dan Marino's defense was always in the 20s. Always ranked in the 20s.
Exactly. He never had a defense, never had a running game. You can't blame that on that.
He couldn't.
I feel so bad for Dolphin fans.
Team, I would have left.
I got a buddy who's a Dolphin fans, and if you guys remember, like those mid-2000s defense with Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor, like imagine if that team had Dan Marino instead of Jay Fiedler.
Oh man, they'd be way better. Imagine if he had Ricky Williams and Ronnie Brown and guys like that.
Oh my
In
God!
fact, I'll go even further. He only had one wide receiver that anyone even remembers, and that's Clark. That was the only receiver that he had.
Hey, and I watched Ace Ventura, so I know for a fact Marino
You
wins
actually
the
look
Super
like
Bowl
Ace
if the laces are out. If the laces are out, Marino wins the Super Bowl.
Damn Ray Finkel.
Damn you, Ray Finkel.
Okay, Nick, how you feel about Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning?
I think that Phillip Rivers is better than Eli Manning. Eli Manning is once again overrated quarterback because of his 2 rings. He's in fact, I won't even say he's above average. His normal years, he is just about average.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting no
If
respect.
you take those 2 Super Bowl runs out, he's never won a playoff game.
Even in the Super Bowl games, he didn't play great. He had moments that were great. He didn't play like phenomenally.
Okay.
Oh, he shut down undefeated fucking.
No. He
No,
did.
that pass rush.
Strahan and OCU Manura did.
Yeah, that front 4 did it.
Like, bro, when you close your eyes and chuck up a 60-yard ball or 50, whatever, I think
Close your eyes.
42
I know he did.
yards.
He didn't close
Bro.
his eyes, bro. They got that on film. He closed.
They
his eyes.
do. It's literally on picture.
He
His
literally
eyes are
closed
closed
his
and he's
eyes,
throwing the
bro.
ball. And he threw it into harm's way, and his receiver comes down with it. That happened twice. Like
we're not gonna forget the fact Rodney Harrison got a whopping 8 inches off the ground too. Like, bro, you couldn't have jumped higher.
Yeah.
But in regards to Eli versus Phillip Rivers, I break it down like this, right? There's a difference between someone having a better career and someone being a better player. Eli had a better career than Phillip Rivers, but I think Phillip Rivers is the better quarterback.
Yep.
You think Phillip Rivers wish he stayed in New York? You know, they didn't trade him.
Well, he unfortunately didn't get a choice.
He didn't get a choice, exactly.
I know
Like
he got
homie
the
said.
shit end of the deal, bro.
Shit, I
Phillip
think it would
Rivers-
have worked out better for the Giants if they got fucking Phillip. They would have had
Although
more.
Rivers had a lot of talent around him, I don't understand how they didn't get. I don't understand.
Phillip Rivers was consistently a top 3 to top 5 quarterback in the league. Eli Manning was barely top 10 ever in his career.
Yeah, no, you're right, bro. He had a lot of talent around him. I mean, LT, bro, alone. I mean,
well, maybe for Phillip Rivers, he had 2 different.
Yeah, the best running back and arguably the best tight end.
LT was not there when Eli was there. Come on, LT left in 93.
when it comes to Phillip Rivers,
Raw
in the
LT.
play, you could say in the playoffs he's had two different QBs that stood in his way of him ever making it far. He had guys like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady that stood in his way.
Right.
Yeah,
NFL darlings that get the calls. Yep.
Well, he took that team to the AFC Championship, and I believe LaDainian Tomlinson wasn't even there that year.
So the question is,
he played on a
if
torn
Philip
ACL
Rivers
that
was
game
in
too.
the NFC, does he lead the Giants to the NFC Championship game?
I believe so, man. He would have had a much better defense. He had much better weapons. He had a much better running game. Although I'm talking about like after LT, he didn't have really a running game at all after that. Can you name the best receiver that Phillip Rivers had? Because the best receiver in Chargers history is actually Keenan Allen.
Okay.
Vincent Jackson.
Vincent Jackson.
You can't forget about Jackson. Yeah.
Vincent Jackson's best years were in Tampa Bay, not in Los Angeles.
Good call.
Or San Diego, I guess, at the time.
Yeah.
His best receiver was a tight end, Antonio Gates.
Yeah,
Antonio Gates.
That's like the Cam Newton thing, you know. His best receiver was Greg Olsen, a tight end.
So, and his defenses were never stout.
And who was Tom Brady's best receiver? A tight end.
A tight end.
Yeah. No, he was.
Yeah.
A tight end. Until they got Randy Moss.
Who was Patrick Mahomes' best receiver? A tight end.
Travis Kelce.
Tyreek Hill.
No, he's been long
Yeah,
gone.
Tyreek Hill was a big part of it in the beginning.
So I know he's been long gone, but that's the best receiver he's ever had. But there's a difference between Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers and Mahomes even. Tom Brady didn't need receivers that stretch the field and fucking catch the ball 15 yards, blah, blah, blah. He didn't need a crazy route runner. He needed underneath guys. He is dink and dunking all fucking game. The game plan was for him to throw short yardage passes that were easy in completion, and they just kept moving the ball over and over and over again. Whereas Phillip Rivers was solely playing on the talent of his arm.
Yep. Send guys deep and then dink and dunk them right there in the middle.
Well,
Cam Newton's problem was he's a freaking poos for not jumping on the football, Christopher.
Yeah, that ruined his career.
Fucking shit, dude. You know how much money I lost on that game? Oh my god,
yeah, I
bro.
can just imagine.
Oh my god. It made me go from loving Cam Newton to absolutely despising him now. Any Panther fan brings up Cam Newton, the first thing I say, well, he's soft for not jumping on the football.
Go ahead, A-Dub.
Well, I'm sure some folks may not care as much about this, but just got the notification that was just in saying that Hard Knocks was going to feature the Buffalo Bills training camp this year.
So I guess it's not really Hard Knocks anymore then? What the fuck are they going through? What turmoil are they going through other than losing in the playoffs?
Just as a Bills fan shows up too. Look at that shit. You just announced just as a Bills fan shows up.
What's up, bud?
Hey, Drew Bledsoe was the man for a minute, man.
Was
Hey,
badass for a little bit, man. That's
if
right.
Tom Brady doesn't go down, I think Drew Bledsoe really could have got a Super Bowl or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bledsoe also got usurped by J.P. Lossman, and he got usurped by
EJ Manuel. No.
He was
No,
all
someone
right.
else.
Drew Bledsoe wasn't the greatest. Come on.
Yeah, Ken, you slurp.
Brady's the GOAT, man. He leaves New England and goes to Tampa Bay and still wins the Super Bowl. And then he loses his wife.
Scam Newton.
Yeah, Scam Newton.
Hey, man, you got one of those ladies' hats he wears all the time.
I'm not gonna lie, Chad. That move to Tampa Bay did not impress me that much. Like, if Brady really wanted to make me believe in him being the GOAT, why not take a lesser team in Tampa Bay to the Super Bowl, and then you might prove something to me.
Yeah, that team was.
I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay was a wild card, weren't they?
Yeah, with a horrible quarterback. Tampa Bay was already set up roster-wise to win. They just needed a quarterback.
That was such a calculated move by Brady because he clearly went off the weakness because the NFC South, especially at that time, was not good. Drew Brees was on his way. Drew Brees was already on his way out. So it made sense for him. They had the defense. He had the weapons.
He left his old lady. That's why he won a Super Bowl.
No, she left him.
Nothing bothering him. So
she cheated on him with her. She cheated on him with her jujitsu.
Oh yeah, with the judo instructor or some shit.
That's crazy.
bro. He
I
had
mean,
anger issues.
to be honest,
Let's
I
be
can't.
honest. The only reason Brady went to Tampa is so he didn't have to pay state taxes.
Yeah, probably you might be right, but I don't feel bad for Brady that happened to him, bro. You can go get any woman you want. Boo, fucking who?
I think Brady's gay. I don't
Yeah,
think he
right.
wants a woman. He's still single.
Maybe him and Rogers hang out a lot then.
Oh man.
Man, there's so many people that have that put emotion before they put logic when it comes to sports. Like the fact why is Aaron Rodgers and not Ben Roethlisberger? Because I can go through every single metric, every single stat. I can go through everything, and Rodgers clears the living shit out of him in everything. Well, I just don't like him. He's just like bugs me. I'm like, okay, so you're not a football fan. You're a fucking idiot then.
They don't
I
like
mean,
him.
you could
his whole
start. You could
career,
start
he
with he
hardly
beat
threw any
Roethlisberger in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
He did.
And then people are like, "Oh, you're just a hater of Big Ben." I'm like, "Yeah, I hate a guy that has nothing to do with my team. In fact, my team beat him, and I just hate him just for no fucking reason. Like all these factual statistics and metrics, and the fact that he's got 0 MVPs, he was never the best player in the league. None of that shit. None of that matters, right? I'm just a hater. I'm just a fucking hater.
Short yardage. Ben had the bus for how many seasons?
Fuck, man. The bus played with him for what?
2 years. I think 2 years.
No,
Was it only 2? No, it was more
Yeah.
than that.
Ben got there in 03. They won the Super Bowl in what, 05? And then he retired.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So then he was playing with Cordell Stewart before that, right?
It was, and then they had the Tommy Maddox era for 1 year too
Oh
when he came
God,
from the XFL.
Flatfoot Tommy Maddox.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of putting Kevin Colbin.
Kevin Cobb. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while. Kevin Corn on a Cob.
That's Rock's favorite player.
Really?
Bro, he has like 50 Kevin Cobb jerseys, bro.
Damn.
He wanted us to trade Cobb to the Eagles so he could have Cobb and Cobb.
Oh boy.
Cobb on Cobb.
The Eagles. Rock wanted them to get Bostic too.
Yeah.
Rock wanted to touch Cobb.
Brandon Bostic. Dropping that fucking onside clown.
He shouldn't even touched it.
Yeah, right. Just let it go right over your head. Jordy would have caught it.
What I absolutely love is when you see the camera and you just see Jordy's face looking at him.
Like, bro, why'd you even fucking touch it?
First of all, my thing is you're taught at a very early age on an onside kick you don't high point the ball.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. One, what he did, like a fucking idiot. Two, if you catch that ball at a high point and they're fast enough, you're getting fucking drilled and the ball's popping out anyway.
Yeah, you're supposed to sit.
You're supposed to sit right at the line and scoop it in. You're not supposed to high point it. I don't know where bro. This dude got a half chub real quick and just
Why was
went
he even on the
fucking
hands
AWOL.
team? Yeah, exactly, Nick. He shouldn't even win on the hands team, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna go take a Bostic.
Did they move the kickoff line back so that there's more returns? I know they're debating about it because instead of kicking it through the end zone, did they move it back to the 20 again?
They leaving that dumbass fucking kickoff the way it is, the dynamic kickoff. It's
That's like the worst. It's the most boring. I don't even watch the kickoff anymore. I I look for what soda I'm gonna drink next before I look at the fucking kickoff, bro. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, it's not exciting anymore like it was back in the day.
No,
it's definitely. But if you have a good enough kicker, man, I saw Brandon Aubrey do it for the Cowboys a few times last year. He would kick it perfectly where it's landing like right inside the 1 yard line, and because it's so condensed now, those guys aren't getting to the 30-yard line because now the touchback got moved from the 20 to the 30. So now these guys are getting tackled in the 17-yard line. So if you play your cards correctly on the kickoffs, you could win. You could have an advantage in the field position battle.
Hey, you know who would be perfect?
The end zone, though.
You know who'd be perfect for the kickoffs these days? Mason Crosby, because he couldn't get it to the end zone.
yeah. Right?
Remember that shit? I'd
Yeah,
be
no,
sitting
you're
there like,
right,
how come every game we play, the other kicker can do it, our kicker can't? Like, what the fuck?
Because Mason Crosby was old and washed by that point. Because in his younger fucking days, he had a hell of a strong leg on him. It just went away fucking fast.
I was getting ready to say, back in the day, he had a pretty good leg.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was getting ready to step in and say that, but you beat me to it. Go ahead.
We were just talking about how Kevin Cobb was your favorite player.
Yeah, fuck you too.
I got a great quick Mason Crosby story. When you guys beat Dallas in that playoff game, I'll never forget both my brother and I simultaneously. When he kicked that field goal, I know you guys probably thought the same thing, that he shanked it, and then it just looped back into the middle. And I'll never forget my brother and I going, "No!" simultaneously, because we thought he shanked it, and then it just hooked right in and went in, and we were like, "Yes!"
It looked like a left-handed bowler threw it.
Yeah, bro, and then it just hooked. We were like, "Yes!"
If you're talking about the Bears double doink, is that what you're talking about?
No, he's talking about the playoff game against Dallas when Crosby he made it, but they called a timeout, and then he kicked it left, and it curved to the right back into
Curved
the
right in and went in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the magnetic system they have in the goalpost and in the ball, and the kicking ball. They can
Oh,
steer it.
jeez.
Only a lion.
The Lions got to cheat. Don't mean everybody else does, Chad.
Bro, you should listen to these old heads on these basketball combos. They truly believe that they put a magnet in the ball and on the rim. That's why the field goal percentages and 3-point percentages are higher.
That can't be real. They really think that?
Bro, they really think that shit.
It could technically be done, but I don't think it is.
The age of the dumbass. Holy fuck, man. Are you kidding me?
So I've shot on an NBA hoop before when we when Vintage High went to the playoffs. We went to regionals and we were on the Sacramento Kings court. And I gotta tell you, I missed every motherfucking shot, so that shit ain't true.
Well, Elon Musk is landing rocket ships, so freaking anything is possible.
Elon
Of
Musk.
course, the Bigfoot guy believes in conspiracy theories.
Speaking of basketball, real quick, can I ask you guys a question?
In there, bro. There's no fucking magnets in there. That's bullshit.
If your question is Anthony Edwards, did Anthony?
No,
Edwards
my
sell
question is
like a
in regard to
motherfucker? The answer is
Giannis.
yes.
My question is in regards to Giannis. With the Damian Lillard injury, should the Bucks consider trading Giannis and repackaging and retooling the whole team?
I don't think they have a choice, to be honest.
I was literally thinking the same thing. Like, I think they don't have a choice at this point now that Dame got hurt. They have to kind of trade
Now,
Giannis.
where do you think they're going to trade him?
Yeah,
I would trade him. I would look to trade him to San Antonio or Houston.
The Lakers.
They got a lot of young young pieces.
He's gonna go play with Luka.
The Lakers are looking for him.
I'm a Laker fan. Unless we trade LeBron, I want LeBron out of there. Get him out of there.
Yeah,
Get LeBron out of LA, bro.
As amazing as LeBron
They
is,
just move Bronny to another team, and LeBron will follow.
yeah,
true.
True that.
True. Like, that's another one of those things about better player versus better, like, the greatest career you could argue is LeBron James, but I'm going to sit on the hill that Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan are better than LeBron James as a basketball player.
I can't really say that's where I argue with Nick. He hasn't been amazing in the last 4 or 5 years.
Bro, he's 40 years old.
So
and what do you mean? He's a
flopper.
He just statistic. So is Michael and Kobe.
Come on.
So is Michael and Kobe.
No, they weren't. They got the
yes,
shit
they
beat out of them.
were.
You're not even old enough
so
to
Chad, you clearly don't watch basketball.
Jordan got the hell beat out of him by the Pistons, bro. They were clotheslining him.
Wow, he had one series where that ever happened. He had one series where that ever happened.
Boy, you guys started it down.
Okay, overrated. You want to talk about overrated? Why is it you guys overrate shit out of the 90s?
Holy shit.
Why do you overrate the 90s? Why do people do that?
No one's overrating the 90s.
Yes.
That's the
golden
age of basketball.
There was one series that ever happened, and then Michael Jordan went to the league office, bitched and cried about it. They changed the rules, and you rarely ever seen that ever again.
No. What about the 80s? Huh?
What
But
about the 80s? The 80s
what
was
about the hand
inferior.
check rule? What about the hand check rule?
People
Defense was
hand check
way more
today, they just
physical
don't
back in the day. It
call
was
it.
way harder
People
to
hand
score
check
back in the
today
day,
too.
bro.
And to
Fuck
be
yeah.
honest, hand checking doesn't change anything. You do
Yes,
know
it
that
does.
that rule did not change
Nick,
until
the
3
bottom
years into
line is,
LeBron's
if you
career,
played
right?
LeBron in the 80s or 90s, he would get destroyed. Straight up. I
No,
watched
he
the
would not.
decade.
That is a
Yeah, he
horrendously
would.
Yes, he
uneducated
would.
take.
Yes, he
Because
That
would.
is
I
a
watched
Bro,
the
horrendous
decade.
Rick
take.
They
Rick
didn't call
Mahorn
him
and
would.
Bill
James
Even
Laimbeer
Harden.
would
Mitch,
put
even
LeBron on
Mitch
his
is annoying.
ass.
Even Mitch is
Can
See,
you
annoying.
now
please
we're
call my
overrating.
flop?
We are
Can you please
completely
call my
overrating.
flop?
That is
I
a
swear, that's
horrible
all
take.
LeBron does every game. Can you
First
please
of all, do
call
you know
my
where
flop?
flopping? Do you know where flopping came from?
Him.
From the Europeans.
No, it didn't.
And now
See,
I'm
this
From
is
the
how I know
I
you
don't
guys
Europeans.
care
don't
where
watch
it came from.
basketball.
LeBron is taking
This
it
is
to
how
a
I know you
whole
guys
new
don't watch
art form.
basketball.
Yeah, no,
Flopping
LeBron takes it to a
started.
whole new
Lambeer,
art form.
Lambeer used to flop all the
Hold
time.
on. Flopping
Lambeer,
started.
Rodney, they all flop. They all flop, bro. They all.
Flopping started
Yeah.
with
They
Charles
do now.
Oakley.
They
Yeah,
do
Flopping
now,
yeah,
but
started with
fucking
flopping started with Vlade Divac and Charles Oakley.
yeah, Vladi. Oh,
Bloody Divac was bad for that
See,
shit.
this
You're
is the
right.
thing. It's just a bad
fucking
narrative.
bitch, bro.
So,
He
so
was a
remember,
And
remember how I
Bloody
said,
started out in the 90s.
remember
That
how I
shit didn't
said
happen
people.
in the 80s.
Hey, remember how I said people were like, "Oh, it's Aaron Rodgers." You know why? Because I don't like him. It's the same fucking narrative here for LeBron. You guys are underrating everything, overrating shit, all because I just
LeBron
don't like
has
LeBron.
lost 7 finals.
He
7.
lost 6.
How
He
many
lost
did
6.
Jordan lose? How many
When
did
did Jordan?
lose?
Wait. When did Jordan play a team that was
Okay.
comparable to the Warriors or even the Spurs?
What are you talking about? The Lakers, the fucking Celtics, the Pistons in their prime.
Look at
What are you
The
talking
no,
about?
Lakers?
Nick.
The
Here's the way.
Lakers?
Here's the way
Wait a
I want to
minute.
go
Wait a
at
minute.
this.
Wait a minute. Do you mean the Lakers when they had Magic Johnson? They didn't have Kareem anymore, and James Worthy got hurt. That Lakers?
Yep, that Lakers.
Oh, so that's as good as Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson,
And you're
and
telling me,
Draymond Green.
you're telling
Better.
me him
That's
going
better,
after and
Chad.
beating the
You
bad
don't know
boys is
shit about
nothing?
basketball.
No. Here's
You're
my
just
here's my
soft,
thing
dude.
on it,
You're a
Nick.
You know,
flopper.
Look at
bro.
look
You
at
know
look.
more about Bigfoot than you do basketball. That's
You're
a
a
Here,
fact.
flopper,
no, but
dude.
here's my thing on that, Nick.
That was the worst take I've ever heard in
Jalen
my
Brunson,
entire
Here's
life.
my
LeBron
thing, though.
James
Here's my thing on it,
2.0,
no, Nick.
flopping pool.
Jordan played
Never a dull
nowhere
day with
near
Nick
as
here.
good.
But
Oh,
look at
you're
the amount.
nuts, dude.
No, look at the amount of Hall of Famers who
Nick, you're
Jordan did
smoking
not
crack.
let get a
Get off
ring.
drugs and go
Patrick
get
Ewing,
rehab, man.
Charles Barkley, Gary Payton, Reggie Miller.
There's a lot of
Clyde
Hall of
Drexler
Famers in this
couldn't win
era
a
that
ring
don't have a
until
ring too.
Jordan retired and he went to Houston.
There's
So many Hall of
a lot of
Famers
Hall of
couldn't
Famers
win
that
because
don't
of
have a ring
Jordan.
in this era too. That's a terrible argument.
No, what do you
Hall of
mean, bro?
Fakers
Look,
in this era,
bro,
dude. It's a Hall of
Dirk
Fakers.
got a ring. Dirk got a
Nick,
ring.
if
Tim
Jordan
Duncan got
didn't
another
retire,
ring when
they
he
would
was
have won
out of his
8 in a
prime.
row.
Hakeem got a
Show me
ring,
any
right?
team that could
Hakeem
do
got
that.
2 rings, right? Isaiah
When Jordan
Thomas,
retired.
Dennis
But when
Rodman,
Jordan
Larry
retired.
Bird, the fucking Lakers. Everybody got rings in that era. What are you talking about?
No,
What I'm telling
you're
you is
talking about the
once
80s.
the
Jordan
Bulls
wasn't
started
Jordan in the
winning, they would have
80s.
won
It
8 in a
doesn't
row.
matter. See, that's a terrible argument. Jordan wasn't Jordan in the 80s. That means nothing.
It definitely
Wait, what are
does.
we
No, it
talking about?
doesn't.
90s.
People
Yeah,
were
Jordan.
calling Michael Jordan the GOAT in 1990 before he even had a ring.
They didn't
that's a
the
horrible
GOAT.
take.
Jordan
No,
needed
he did
Pippen,
not.
Yeah,
and then he
that's
needed
true.
No, he
Rodman,
didn't.
and then he needed James
I
Worthy,
don't
and
think
then
they
he
were doing
needed
that.
whatever. You don't know. You weren't even alive,
Jordan.
Nick.
Listen,
Yes, I was.
Nick, you want
I was
to know
alive
how
for the
you want to know
entire
how
90s. I
gangsta
watched
Michael
Michael
Jordan
Jordan.
was,
What are you
bro?
talking about?
You want to know
Oh,
how
so you were
gangsta
3
Michael
years
Jordan was,
old
bro?
watching basketball.
In
Hey, Bill, ring
97,
the
in
bell, Bill.
97,
Fucking
in
bitch.
97 when they went back to
There you go, Mitch.
Fucking bitch. You guys are all gay and got AIDS. Fuckers.
I mean, I'd rather know
like
basketball than
Uh,
than fuck my sister in West Virginia. So that's cool.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey Nick, I know one thing. Here's a great Jordan story for you, Nick. In '97, they went back to Utah for games. They scheduled Game 6 and Game 7. Jordan went into the locker room and told his teammates, "Yo, pack close for one game because this ain't going to Game 7." And then he hit the game winner
You mean the push
in that
off?
finals.
You mean the push off?
Oh, come on, bro.
Is that the same game where he
You
did
do,
it
you
with
do
the
know
best?
you can replay that
You would
play,
even
right?
you would even be better off throwing out the fact that Jordan never played a Game 7 7 in the finals either.
Ever.
Yeah,
Which is
Never
funny
had to
because
get
every
to
time
it.
he played a Game 7 in the playoffs, he lost.
Good point, A-Dub. Good point.
Man,
He has, bro. People pretend like he's flawless. He had some horrendous games in the finals and in the playoffs where he had to get carried. That's
Nah,
a fact.
nobody's flawless, but
No, but people
he
pretend like
wasn't
he is.
flawless.
What about the game where he went? What was it? 6 for 28 in the finals. 6 for fucking
you want-
28.
Sorry,
hey,
I'm
I'll
sorry,
name
Nick.
you
He
guys a
proved that he was a
flawless.
human being. My
A
bad.
flawless championship performance was Aaron Rodgers in that Steelers Super Bowl. That was flawless. Flawless victory.
I gotta be
And
honest.
people and you know what's one thing people tend to forget that I don't? There was a play Jordy Nelson ran like a skinny post, and
Yeah,
it would
and
have
he
been a
dropped the ball.
70 and it would have been a 70-yard touchdown. Yeah, and exactly, and he dropped the ball.
Do you forget the
Rodgers would have
touchdown
been
that
looking at
James?
400 yards and 4 touchdowns in a Super Bowl game.
Did you
bro, if he
forget
didn't
the
drop
touchdown that James Jones dropped too?
That's another one, bro. I remember watching that game with my brother, and we were like, bro, Rodgers would have had the greatest game ever if it wasn't for those 2 drops.
I do remember every time I watch that game, I do remember the PTSD of us not scoring at all, except for like a field goal at the end. And I was just like, dude, we were scoring so much in the first half, and at the end of the game, we couldn't get the ball in the fucking end zone, so we kept settling for field goals and shit. And our defense had to really step the fuck up, especially the very last possession where we were up. We were up what? 23-21, I think it was, and we kicked a field goal. Or 22-21. We kicked a field goal to go up 25-21 or whatever the fuck it was. What did we win that Super 30? Did we win that Super Bowl 20? What did we win?
It was a weird score. I think I remember. It was like a weird kind of score.
Yeah, it was 35-32, I believe, if I remember correctly.
No, they didn't score 32.
It was
We won by more
31 to
than 20 points
25.
also.
Yeah,
31-25? Okay.
31-25. There you go. So
That's
it was
it. 31-25. That's it.
It was 28-25, and we're going down, and I thought we were going to score. Nope, of course, it gets cut short again. We kick a field goal, give Ben Roethlisberger the ball, down 6, and I was like, oh, great, here we fucking go. And then
that was one of the times you could trust the defense to be clutch when it mattered.
Well, who was the cornerback? Who was the cornerback that knocked the ball down at the end? He threw it to Santonio Holmes, didn't he? Or maybe no, Santonio Holmes wasn't there.
Was it Sam Shields? Was it Sam Shields?
No, it wasn't Sam Shields. I think he threw it to Mike Wallace, and then
wasn't it Tremont Williams that did it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was our backup cornerback.
Yeah, but Tremont Williams was a backup back.
No, he wasn't. I think it was Will Blackman.
Oh no, yeah, it might have been Will Blackman.
Probably him.
Tremont Williams was our starting cornerback, bro. Didn't
we still have Al Harris at that time?
No, Al Harris was gone by then.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Will Blackman knocked the ball down, and I was like, Will Blackman made a fucking play? That's a first.
Yeah, great fucking punt returner.
Hey, Nick, at least he made it on the right play.
Yeah, at least he made it on the one play we needed it.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
he
saying,
had
at least he
to
made it on
since
the
Charles
right
Woodson
play.
went down.
If you're gonna make one play, at least I make it in the Super Bowl. Fucking A.
Bro, the best part about the whole thing was we were on the road the entire time. We went on the road and beat everybody's ass.
Is that right? I don't remember that part. Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, and listen, as a Panther fan, that Atlanta game, I was the biggest Packer fan that day. When Tremont Williams did that pick 6 before halftime, man, I was losing my fucking mind.
That was the greatest season.
Yeah.
On the road for everything.
When you guys went to that Super Bowl. I lived in Myrtle when you guys went to that.
Oh, and remind me real quick, who'd you guys be in the NFC Championship again?
The Chicago
Bears.
The Chicago Bears.
That's right.
That's what we named this.
Oh,
that's
in
what we
Chicago
named the stadium,
too, right?
Lambeau South. It's called Lambeau South now. It's not Soldier Field. It's Lambeau South.
Well,
I was about to say you do that.
No, you mean that's Rodgers' second home, bro. I don't remember the last time the Bears beat Aaron Rodgers in Chicago, bro.
The love took over
I
his
don't think
first.
they did, did they?
well, here's the deal. When it comes to that game that we won, there would still be some question marks behind it about did we win based on our defense the most, because Aaron Rodgers that game could only had 2 interceptions with his passing yards, and the defense had to score the last touchdown to seal it.
Oh my God. It wasn't even it's even worse than Will Blackman. It was Jarrett Bush.
Oh my God.
Jared Bush was a
Not
fucking
that
bum.
existed.
And he
How
threw
do
it
you
to
remember
Mike
who that
Wallace.
guy is?
He threw it high to Mike Wallace, and Jared Bush knocked it out of his hands to win the game.
Hey, he did something great that day, didn't he, Nick?
Yeah, but dude, Jared Bush was a perennial bum.
Yeah, well, like I said, he pulled the one play he needed to play.
He did. He had the one play. I'm grateful for his one play. That's more plays than Amari Carroll ever had.
There you go.
Oh. Okay, Nick, how about this? Jared Bush or Eric Stokes?
Eric Stokes,
Taking it to Jared
easily.
Stokes. Yep.
Dude, Jared Bush didn't even have like a average season. He was just bad. I'm not gonna lie. I might even take Demarius Randall over Jared Bush. I'm not even playing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how bad he was. But like Rock said, he did make the one play, so I'm gonna give it to Jared Bush in that moment.
Oh,
You know, hey, you know what he just did for you, Nick? He went from an F to a fucking D plus or a D minus.
Yeah.
You know, he got him off the F list anyway.
Jared
I'm still
Bush.
keeping him there.
Oh, I could have went my whole life without hearing that name again.
Yep. Shit, I completely forgot he even existed until you guys had to fucking remind me.
So what did Don
ain't
B.
you guys gonna
fucking
feel
say?
bad when Ken has to go back into therapy now?
No.
What is it that Lester said when he was up here? What was even the conversation about?
Bill asked him, "So you still think Jordan Love's going to finish fourth in the division?" And he was trying to answer, but he never did, and then he just left.
You mean
Honestly,
Caleb
bro,
Williams?
I mean, he came early.
He brought up the argument that many others would say that Green Bay should have been 0-6 in the division last season.
So wait.
That
I hate
block
when
field
people
and
say
that block kick.
I hate when people say that. So block kicks don't happen, first of all, is what he's trying to say. And second of all, does he fucking forget that Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love didn't play in the second half of the last game? Are you
Well,
fucking
it's not
stupid?
even that, Nick. It's not even that, Nick. After we blocked it, a bunch of teams blocked a bunch of kicks on them. I mean, it ain't like Green Bay figured something out and they exposed them, and they just couldn't. I'm sorry, bro. They just suck.
And what NFC North team blew out Green Bay last year? Nobody really blew them out.
Nobody did.
Nobody. I was about to say, who was that? I was getting ready to ask you that because I didn't see nobody
let's be
blow
honest,
out.
the only team that could have came close was Minnesota, but each game was a second half collapse.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Darnold started to show everybody who he was.
The first game versus Detroit, what was that? It was a 2-score game. What was it, 13 points?
No, you guys won 24-10 that game. That was when Jordan Love came back and we just couldn't move the ball for shit.
Yep. And then the next game went down to the wire with the Lions. Straight to
Yeah,
the
you
wire.
guys kicked a field goal to win the game.
Yep.
Yeah, luckily.
He says, luckily.
Yeah.
Tush push in the bush.
Fucking Jason. What's
You
up,
know,
Jason?
you know what really annoys me? How Packer fans are getting all this heat about the tush push thing, but there were 21 other teams that voted for it to be banned too.
Yeah, but it just made us look weak to even bring it up. I just say fuck it, beat it or shut up about it, man. I mean, you look soft.
No, the thing that made Green Bay look weak is that they tried to say get the play off, like ban the play altogether. That was weak. Then it transformed into what we were talking about earlier in the year, where now they're talking about, well, you just can't have a guy that pushes you in the back forward. Like that's now what the argument is because they put it on the table.
You know why I hate the
Yeah.
tush push? Because, and I love my father. God bless him. He's an immigrant. He didn't watch American football till about 3 years ago. And he was, he had those wild things that he was like, why don't they, hand the ball to the running back and someone from behind him picks him up and throws him over the line? It's like, Dad, that's not how that works, bro. Like, and it's like the tush push is like a variation of that. It's like, why don't you just get three people behind him and just push them forward?
Yeah, I was about to say, did you guys know that in every level of football that's illegal except for the NFL? You actually can do that.
Yeah, well, it's pro sports, man, and gambling's involved. That's why they got rules for it. Anyway, though, we got to call it, man. We're at the end of the show, guys. I want to keep going, but we got to call it. I want to thank you guys for coming. Thank you for commenting. And
That's why I hate you, Rob.
Kobe over
Sorry,
LeBron
bro.
all day. Kobe over LeBron forever.
the bar. I hate you
And
too.
as always, go Pack Go.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat, we break